Так, доброго всем дня. Здравствуйте. Ой, Роман, мужик. Гуч где-то ходит. Так, сейчас мы это все. Так, ну что, давайте попробуем продолжить. Что-то я сегодня вообще капец не выспался. Не знаю, как пойдет. Надо дотянуть до финала. Хотя тут еще столько, мне кажется, механик не было, поэтому я прям даже не знаю. Так, понятно, этим лохам мы не помогаем.
When I hack in, let my message reach the people just once, just tonight, before advance can't be stopped.
Because I don't want to go on a date with your cousin, Colin.
What have you got to lose?
My dignity, my reputation.
Так, капец, не выспался, точнее, еще не спал.
I am perfectly capable
Чё это,
of looking at my
мужик?
phone. Sorry about that. David wouldn't get off the phone.
Oh, is David single?
For Christ's sake,
Чё
Colin,
это?
stay out of it.
I can
Чё
help
это?
you. I'm an expert at romance. Ask my ex-wives.
Please don't set me up with your brother. That's 10 seconds, everybody. You're not as tight, babe.
Too short?
Too smart. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News, broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf. Our top stories tonight: ashes to ashes. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted attacks across the territories. The coordinated action, dubbed the Night of Fire by commentators, was seen as an attempt to subvert the supply chain, but there may have been more to it. While emergency services were all kept busy at the agricultural centres, it seems a series of covert attacks was carried out, including the freeing of political prisoners and, sources say, several assassination attempts. The Department of Betterment have declined to comment. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war
Походу, как-то буду теперь дома сидеть, жду врача. Роботный голос обещал мне, что кто-нибудь придет. Вот вы, конечно, все не очень. Ну, что я тебе могу сказать? Крепис.
As more and more former countries join the new future, a survey carried out by scientists at Queensview University reveals a stunning fall in depression, self-harm and suicides, especially in those territories which have historically faced the most unjust of divisions. Professors Whiff Piffle and Grantley Major said that their rigorous statistical analysis left them in no doubt that things are numerically better for everyone everywhere. So if you think you're feeling down in the dumps,
не знаю, у меня недели 2 назад, что один день какое-то такое было состояние. То ли болезненное, то ли не болезненное, но я не понял, короче. И все. И опять пока ничего это. Надо прогревать моторы. Да. Слушай, ну... Что, значит, можно будет на неделю что-то устроить? А не ждать... Не ждать там выходных каких-то там вечеров. Я же так в нее и не играю специально, чтобы мы там вдвоем дальше продвигались. Что там, один проеду, все. Смысл играть.
Italian at the assembled journalists before slinking back inside. We didn't catch all of it, but it was something about our mother and a goat. Fun guy. Unexpected news today as two familiar scientists announced the birth of an extraordinary child. The underground struggle of doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sporsborg-Horgensvoort captured the hearts of people around the world. And after an arduous return voyage, which took over a year, the couple say they've never been happier. Baby Dante is said to be healthy, if a bit partial to the airing cupboard. Taking a dive. It seems a former sporting icon, mired with misfortune, has found himself at his lowest ebb. Johnny Hamsleeves, who was once paid thousands a week to play at national level, has wound up sleeping rough on the streets of the capital.
А я вчера что-то я с дальнего с нового объекта забрал ноут, ну, попросили помочь винду на ноуте поставить, а ноут очень старый. И что-то он вчера обновление грузил. Я, в общем, в полвторого уже просто выключил экран на ноуте и пошел спать, оставив его как есть. Потому что невозможно.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine
Нормально.
leader and a great man, the start of tonight's program is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick. We're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days.
There.
No, she's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan. You join me here live from the what? Hello, Megan. You join me here live from the what?
Lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly. For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to
Да
accept
тут хер в это выберешь.
But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late-night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself, and I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, Pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was.
Да, хорошо.
Compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious, this so beautiful and new, this shining beacon.
Maybe you can edit more in our favour next time. Things are about to get started. We have another chance to control the impression the public gets. You'll know when, Alex.
The future he forged, the boundaries he pushed. To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Shall we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Now, Alex, control the message.
You two, come with me. Don't panic. Help us here, look. We're gonna help you. We need a medic here. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Just stay. Okay. You two, stay with him.
Mom, we have to stay by your side.
I am the Prime Minister, and if I give you an order, you will damn well follow it. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, Mom.
Keep your eyes open.
Look at me. Look at me. Stay with me. Help me stay with me.
Ща нормально пропаганду заколбасим.
No. Stay with me. I need help now. Please, stay with me. We're going to crash authorization. Centigrades are requested. Target approaching Songbird. Target armed. Haven't you done enough? Look around you. This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it? Hold your fire.
Правильно. Всех валить нахер.
Centigrade authorization was granted. None. It was unnecessary. Can't you see? Will you turn that off, please, sir? I said, please turn that off. Please turn that off.
Shocking scenes from the capital there, exclusively on the National Nightly News, and our apologies to any of our viewers who might have found this evening's events upsetting. But at the National Nightly News, we believe in bringing you the raw, unedited truth as it happens. And we make no apologies for that. We'll update you on the latest from this disrupt attack later in the programme, but when we come back, it's time for happier pursuits, and you know what that means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. We'll be back.
Alex, I don't know what else to say. We need your help. I'm begging you.
Пошел ты нахер! С людей валят террористы проклятущие.
This is the big one. Great. So there's a revolution happening outside and we're off to dandy fucking parts.
That's journalism, apparently. Can we get set for the next sequence?
The team believes that tasty, nutritious food is a basic human right. That's why the wonderful, locally sourced food we provide at our universal menu centres ensures every member of your team is getting the vital vitamins and minerals they deserve.
Телек зло даешь тук-тук?
Of course,
Нет.
not everybody wants that.
Телек в каждый дом. Оценка блока D! Я тут героически все сделал вообще идеально. Всего D. Да пошли вы, козлы.
During this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
Prepared and absolutely free.
Megan, this is your new makeup artist, Craig.
No. What? No.
10 seconds, everybody.
Sorry, Craig.
Because teams don't thrive on empty stomachs.
Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolf. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature, the notice board. But before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radon. Tell me, why do you think the public love the notice board so much?
It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say, those are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the notice board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
Oh, it's a combination of so many things. My hard work, my talent, my look.
Wow, you really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey. You're welcome.
We've just heard. Our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense
Пошли вы нахер со своим человеком на камере 4.
Something precious, and that I should use that platform for good.
Было понятно,
I think that's really important.
что какая-то мазафака.
Platform to do good in the world, I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many underprivileged children as I can.
You blew that one, Alex. You there. See if you can get a message to...
Better access to education or, reducing child poverty.
Oh, no, by adopting as many as I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to put a futon in the laundry cupboard.
Oh, you really are some sort of hero.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering. Poor children. Were their lives really that bad before? Oh, they're Northerns, I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children have a celebrity parent.
I'd never thought of it that way before.
And I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers.
What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable, then?
Well, it's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water, so actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
Now that I can relate to. Right, you better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough for me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Notice Board.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course. Keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody has
You might as well try and get the go code out, Alex. Some of the cells know the location. We need 3 booze for the next 3.
Так, сейчас, сейчас, спасибо, да, спасибо.
Please, lives depend on it.
It looks heavy.
Так, главное начать, да,
They
да.
don't call me the right reverend. Ripped for no reason.
You missed it.
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to move it.
Oh, you're fucking us, Alex.
А какого хуя я должен вас не топить, девочки?
Looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable
Why won't you help us? We're outnumbered, we're outgunned. What's wrong with you?
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferrets struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God! Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry, we won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fate. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
It's the morning of the village fete, thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan.
Так,
Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her
такая милая сценка.
There's the motorcycle display team, setting up for a show that will be far too expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First,
Vicar?
I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
That damn ferret has struck again!
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fate.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Which brings me on to my third clue. The vicar said that he had no more room for jam.
Да не, это классический театр, мужик, ты чё?
Precisely.
But you managed to figure
Спасибо
it all
большое,
out
мужик,
from
спасибо
that?
большое.
Well, I also found this at the scene.
That proves nothing. No!
Get him out of here, officer!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
Well, that was it. The final ever episode of the Notice Board. And what a way to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff, Philippa and Tommy. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning. So don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
That's the ads. Well done, everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant run, eh?
Alex, this is important. Tonight is our one chance. Please, please play our ad.
Нет, пошли нахер, недореволюционеры.
Come to the after party?
Гуч, да.
We got tons of thrones. We got thrones to put in your hallway, to put in your stallway, to put in your doorway. What do we got?
Oh, doorways.
No, thrones. Thrones. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff to bling your experience. You want it in gold? We've got it in gold. We've got gold-plated strawberries, gold-plated bikes, gold-plated cars, gold-plated helicopter, gold-plated jet plane. We've got gold-plated gold. Gold-plated.
Please, Sarah, anything.
Gold-plated gold.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
Идеально.
Said to ask if you need a touch-up.
Did she? That's my shade, is it?
Yeah.
This is my shade.
You might be taking a moment in the bedroom and having some intimate family time. We've got goat sheets. What else we got?
We can run back to Jenny now.
She likes it long. I give it to her long. Yeah! Mrs. Neal.
Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all.
They said no one's died, that's all I can say.
10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
She is in tears. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon.
Вот не очень понятно, надо здесь переключать камеры или нет.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, oh, John. We're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby.
Бля. Ладно, фиг с ним.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian jobs?
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's grown.
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life. No one wails and no one walls. No one draws things on the walls.
A happy husband.
A wonderful wife. We got a childless life. We're having a baby. We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby. No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
No more spas and no more. We're having a baby. 18 years on bills at least. It's time for a whole new phase.
We're having a baby.
One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having twins?
Успел.
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number, Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district, and will be touring the territories later this year.
Then come on, you got.
Come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello.
Hi, Megan. Hi. It's an honour to be here.
Oh, really? Are you fans of the show?
Yeah, it used to be.
Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
Right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boram-Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Sutley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Сушинари, доброго. Это прекрасная игра.
My goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples.
Это прекрасная
In
игра.
real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with
Ну, смысл очень простой. Ты работаешь на телевидении, ты режиссер трансляции, режиссер прямого эфира. Конкретно в твоем ведении вечерние новости. Все, вот твоя задача бороться со всякими трудностями и заодно в определенных правилах вести эфир. Все это на фоне развивающегося сюжета про политику, про экономику. Все это под градом шуток совершенно крутейших. И плюс сюжет про главного героя. Там же разматывается с выборами. Ну, то есть там между рабочими днями у тебя там какие-то истории жизни, возможность сделать тот или иной выбор и все такое. Игра — это прям такая, ну, наверное, даже сатира. Вот. Но то, что это отборнейшая английская комедия, это совершенно точно. Вот. А там сатира нужно... Я не успеваю просто с этой режиссурой следить за происходящим на экране, но я думаю, там сатира, прям сатира. Отлично переделанные всякие песни, там аллюзии на знаменитостей. Очень круто, очень круто. Ну и в целом это все ржач над современной журналистикой, масс-медиа и все такое. Игра шикарнейшая.
John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack. Jen, Janet, Jill, Jen, Janet, Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character
Как я далек от этого всего современного. Ну, поскольку ты существуешь в этом мире, ты явно пишешь в чат, значит, ты с большой вероятностью живой человек, то ты, в общем, это недалек от современного. Невозможно жить в мире и при этом не касаться самых больших его частей, скажем так.
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing.
This piece isn't.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
Не буду я ничего запикивать, никакой оранжевый, пошел ты в жопу.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35.
Расскажи про интерфейс, про реакцию зрителей. Понятно, что еще за кнопки есть. Ну вот это аудитория. Чем лучше ты ведешь трансляцию, тем больше аудитории. Сейчас она на максимуме. Ну, соответственно, таймер до переключения сцен. Спасибо за фоллоу. Да. Здесь у нас качество... Что это у нас? Работа передатчика, назовем это так. Волна может убегать, соответственно, нужно будет ее ловить. Здесь у нас переключение камер, плюс вот эта фигня, она нужна на самом первом этапе новостей, на, ну, как это, одной строкой типа, когда идет, там таймер идет. Здесь цензура, запикивание. Ну, я сейчас просто повернуться не могу. Если влево повернуться, там будет окошко, розетки электрические, можно все включать, выключать, все блоки. И там же стоит рация, по которой мне сейчас пытаются мной манипулировать повстанцы, которых я нахер шлю. Вот это, как это... Знаешь, как в старых американских шоу, я не знаю, сейчас это практикуется или нет, когда к аудитории поворачивался помощник режиссера и показывал там аплодисменты, туда-сюда, вот это автоматическая история, которая просто включает звук аплодисментов, смеха, неодобрения, удивления. Но это, соответственно, обычно два режиссерских фейдера. Это громкость лайв канала, это громкость эфирного канала, который, естественно, где-то там на 0,7 секунды отстает от лайва. Поэтому он притушен. Ну, просто он, чтобы там играл где-то сзади, чтобы его было чуть-чуть слышно. Чтобы смешнее было. Ну да. Вот, и справа там типа, что-то там, телефон там, ну, то есть, фигня всякая. Вот. Это весь, в общем-то. Ну, слева там розеток больше, чем включенного оборудования. По крайней мере, когда-то предполагалось, что будет много всего включено, и надо будет, типа, в какие-то моменты выбирать, типа, что включить, а что оставить, чтобы не перегружать сеть. Но я не знаю, будет это... Вот здесь в оригинальной компании или нет, потому что это когда-то были планы, а решили ли они это делать или нет, и так сложно успевать за всем следить. Вот, это, собственно, весь интерфейс, собственно, лайв, камера операторов, превью, что видят операторы. Я это комбинирую, вижу в лайве, потом это уходит в эфир. Ну вот, еще третьему блоку новостей 5 минут. Надо будет по окончании этого блока включить рекламу. Вот кнопки рекламы. Там внизу видеомагнитофоны. Ты выбираешь что-то из 6, наверное, кассет 3, которые будешь включать. 3 рекламные паузы в течение новостей. Ну вот.
As they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem. Terrible problem.
Having children.
You understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
Wow, this isn't about me.
Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives. And there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
Very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one. Because
you're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. I probably said too much already.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma.
Не успел запикать.
Before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope to keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The notary is there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades. Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation now, are we safe?
Yes, the security services performed their duties without hesitation. And I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera, there's the speak there, on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Night News, but before we go...
Ты издеваешься.
Throughout the programme tonight, we've been receiving reports of disrupt activities throughout the territories. Through a series of coordinated attacks, these terrorists are attempting to undermine Advance's vital work. However, sources at team headquarters have told us that this acid revolution was not only predicted, but allowed to happen. Our government have lured disrupt out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future with equality, fairness and resources for all. My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make it.
К телецентру рвутся, суки.
Set up the rocket launcher. Let's silence the monster. Look out the window, Alex. Watch the tower. Over the city. They wouldn't behave for a sound along with that launcher. Please, sir. It's too long. That's too long. They're fine, sir. Take cover. God. It's all.
О! Отработал. Нормас, нормас. Чуть-чуть там был провалик, но ничего. Неподходящая для детей лексика. Ну да, косяк. Косяк. 2 слова я пропустил. Прогресс недоволен. Пошел. А, подожди. Прогресс недоволен? Разлом сорвал эфир. Чего? Я все четко сделал. Не знаю ничего. Опять мыши в доме вешаются. Прям жизнь. Вот это прям жизнь. Ну ладно, самое главное, что все норм. Так, продолжаем. Дорога была нервной, но вы явились на работу даже чуть раньше обычного. Вы все еще не понимаете, что происходит, но судя по толпам офицеров Содружества в здании, это не вопрос внутренних дел канала Первый. Нет, тут явно проблема покрупнее. Ваши подозрения подтверждаются, когда вам сообщают, что вы должны немедленно поговорить с Боузманом и ведут в его кабинет. Спустя несколько минут появляется ваш начальник, вид у него всклоченный, и сопровождает его весьма сурового вида офицера. А, Уинстон, хорошо. Это специалист Эйблс. Она будет присутствовать при разговоре. Прошу, входи, присаживайся. Покрасневший босс спешно входит к себе, оставляет дверь открытой для вас. Вы редко бывали в его кабинете, но помните, что в нем всегда безупречный порядок. Сейчас же кабинет перевернут вверх дном. Обыск, очевидно, был. Итак, Алекс, ты знаешь, почему тебя сюда вызвали? Усевшись за стол, Боузман пристально смотрит вам в глаза. За вашей спиной стоит Эйблс. Вы ее не видите, но чувствуете ее присутствие. Так, ну, я подозреваю... Да, о вчерашнем. То, что произошло вчера вечером, стало итогом гнусной возмутительной кампании террора, которую разлом развязал в нашей стране и ее территориях. Боузман бросает быстрый взгляд вам за левое плечо, где стоит офицер Эйблс. И, разумеется, наш долг заключается в искоренении этой гнили, чтобы подобное больше никогда не повторилось. Прогресс поручил мне побеседовать со всеми сотрудниками. Мы отправляем им оценку эффективности твоего труда, не только в части упомянутого инцидента, но и за все время работы. Но этой истории явно будет хороший финал, конечно, я красавчик. Боузман достает из ящика толстую папку и громко швыряет ее на стол. Следующие 2 минуты тянутся в гробовой тишине. Боузман методично читает страницы одну за другой. Наконец, он прекращает читать и пристально смотрит на вас, протирая очки. Вам трудно понять выражение его лица. Согласно этим данным, террористическая организация «Разлом» использовала тебя для совершения своих преступлений и систематического распространения дезинформации и призывов к насилию. Что скажешь в свою защиту? Интересно. Да, я шучу, хихикает Боузман, хотя ни вы, ни специалист Эйблс не разделяете его веселье. Повернувшись к ней, он продолжает. Это же наша звезда и душа коллектива. На таких талантливых людях у нас все и держится. Я вам отвечаю, что Алекс не имеет никакого отношения к этому безобразию. Боузман подмигивает вам. Наша беседа закончена, Алекс, можешь возвращаться к работе. Мы позвоним, если нам потребуется что-либо еще. Он улыбается и жестом указывает вам на дверь. Сика, а? Что этот себе позволяет? Еще год прошел, да? Окей. Это всегда самые приятные дни в году, хотя прошла уже пара лет с тех пор, как вы развелись. В годовщину свадьбы вам всегда особенно грустно. Квартира до сих пор не кажется родным домом. Пока вы думаете над тем, откуда вы заказать себе ужин и какой фильм посмотреть, раздается стук в дверь. К вам редко приходит гость, но любопытство берет вверх, и вы нехотя открываете ее. Сюрприз! К вашему удивлению, в коридоре стоит Чарли с сумкой еды и бутылкой вина. Я принес еду на ужин и фильм. Чарли оставляет еду на кухне и идет к тумбе с телевизором и видеомагнитофоном. Это новый фильм про боевые искусства, называется «Крадущийся лев. Ужасный гусь». Говорят, это просто нечто. Ну, допустим. У меня все хорошо. Меня только что официально приняли в программу по контролю общественного содружества за сплоченностью общества, что, кстати, очень круто. Он на секунду отворачивается от телевизора. Работа не из легких, но мне уже не терпится поскорее приступить. Поздравляю, горжусь, да. Алекс — это сын. Ой, Чарльз. Затаившийся гусь, да. Некоторое время он смотрит в экран, погрузившись в свои мысли. «Знаешь, я до сих пор тоскую по Сьюзи, мне так ее не хватает, и без тебя дома очень пусто». Он вставляет кассету, включает фильм и садится на диван рядом с вами. Да, я тоже по ней скучаю. Да. Чарли ковыряется в тарелке, потом снова поворачивается к вам. Так вот, этот фильм, он про девушку, наследницу клана мастеров боевых искусств. Он увлечен рассказывает вам сюжет фильма, за которым вам сложно уследить. Но вы улыбаетесь и делаете вид, что вникаете, просто радуясь его компании. Нет ничего важнее семьи. И еще год вперед, да? Нормально. 2 года? Вы уже устроились в постели, собираясь немного почитать перед сном, вдруг звонит телефон. Вы неохотно берете трубку и с удивлением обнаруживаете, что звонит вам Сэм. «Прости, я знаю, уже поздно, но я не знаю, с кем еще поговорить». «Ну и что тебе нужно, лошадь?» «Прости, Сэм всхлипывает. Алекс, от меня просто избавились, и не только от меня. Учителя по всей стране теряют работу. Я не знаю, что делать. Другое место я не найду, работы для меня просто нет. Я вообще не знаю, что делать». Похоже, Сэм в полной панике. Да, и могу я как-то помочь? Я знаю, что не вправе просить, но после того, что случилось в Харви, после того, как Крис... В общем, мне больше не к кому обратиться. Как думаешь, ты сможешь одолжить мне немного, пока я снова не встану на ноги? Ну, у нас герой по-прежнему любит свою бывшую жену, поэтому... Сколько тебе нужно? Мне хватит несколько тысяч, чтобы как-то держаться на плаву. Вы ушам своим не верите. Я это очень ценю, Алекс, правда. А что все подумают, если вы скажете нет? Да ладно. Спасибо, Алекс, огромное тебе спасибо. Я не знаю, что еще сказать, я этого не забуду. Ты хороший человек, спасибо тебе. Да, это понятно. Это было ясно с самого начала игры. С этими словами вы кладете трубку. За какие-то минуты, обеднев на несколько тысяч. Ну что ж, зато Сэм теперь может спать спокойно. Куда эти деньги девать? Куда? Пусть приходит в гости и посмотрим, как она попросит одолжить. Бывшей помочь. Это всегда пожалуйста. Ну, мало ли, может, к этому и придется.
Evening, Alex. I'm afraid we're in for another show of government-administered broadcasting, so I wouldn't expect much. Still, at least it's bring your daughter to work day, which should liven things up a bit. I guess with everything that's happening, Advance want to make a bit of a song and dance about the children we do have. Do your best, eh?
Так. Сегодня у нас... Никакой рекламы не будет, да? Окей. Готов.
And this is Jenny. She's the floor manager.
Hi, Stacey.
That's Colin. He too much. Don't talk to Colin.
Not getting involved and bring your daughter to work, eh, Colin?
Nah, we don't believe in it.
All right, come and sit next to Mum.
Believe in what?
Just days.
Atta girl.
10 seconds, everybody.
Monday's a myth.
That explains so much. Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening and welcome to the NNN. I'm Megan Wolf. And who's this, you might be wondering? Well, it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day here at Channel 1. So I'm joined tonight by my foster daughter, Stacey. Say hello, Stacey.
Go fuck yourself.
All right then, here are the stories that matter to you. First up, with Advance confirming that the nuclear fallout from the 20-week war is to blame for the drop in birth rates across the territories, we asked you what keeps you going. I know that I, for one, was quite deflated when I heard about this, but reading all your submissions has really put the smile back on my face. This is from Sonia in Larkfordshire. I've had plenty of time to fill, so I've started a new hobby. Since I started knitting, I barely remember that 85% of the country is sterile. My record is this scarf. It's
Карта проситься в лучший мир?
Thank you for that.
Возможно.
You've started a new hobby. Do write in and tell us about it. Next up, you know how we love your uncanny comestible coincidences, and I don't know about you, but I think this one really takes the biscuit. I'm not sure what I'm more impressed by, Stacey. The things our viewers spot, or the unbelievable way our menu centres are now able to feed every team member every single day. Greg from Poddington has sent us this lovely photo of their breakfast, saying, I couldn't bring myself to eat my toast this morning because I could swear it bore the spitting image of the great Julia Salisbury's relatable face. So I had to make do with a plate of butter and 2 spoonfuls of jam. Do keep those coming in. Come on, have a go. We've just got time for one more of your stories, and this one is an inspiring story of rehabilitation. That's it, just tell us who it's from, yeah, and then read it out. Okay.
Apparently, this is from Sherry Intendant. Here I am, just 6 months out of betterment. I'm healthy, sober and working thanks to the facilities I had access to on the inside. I'll never have to go back to my old life of stealing cars and burning down charity shops. I just wanted to share.
We absolutely love hearing the way our neighbours and team members have been able to become better people. So do let us know your stories here. You can do this bit, Stacey.
No, you're right.
Come on, give it a try.
Let us know your stories here at the NNN.
Right, bit of a change of pace coming up here. You'll need to use the S effect buttons for the next segment, but advance have already selected when and what to use. Simple stuff. Just follow your government orders.
First up tonight on the NNN, it's time to celebrate this week's team lottery winners live from the Shakespeare Theatre right here in the capital. We're going to hand over to Julia Salisbury. I suppose you don't think much of her either, eh, Stacey?
She's got a lot more going for her than you wankers.
Okay. Surprising approval there from Stacey.
Чё?
Right now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Team Awards. Of all the many duties I have as team leader, this is by far the most pleasant. As I so often say to you, the uneven past is now, following the demise of Disrupt, firmly behind us. This is the new future, and I say to you, it's better now. I am delighted to be joined here tonight by one of the oldest people in Territory 1. He was born over 107 years ago. Please give a warm team welcome to Alfie Badger. So, Alfie, you must have seen so much in your lifetime. What have been some of the highlights? Alfie? Is he all right?
His hearing aid isn't turned on.
Oh, could you turn it on?
He says it drains the battery.
Well, will you tell him that we'll buy him a brand new battery after the presentation?
Yeah, he says that's fine then. And I will help him with that, yeah.
If you would. Sorry, can't get the staff.
We got it.
So, Alfie. What? You're 107 years old.
Oh, don't bloody remind me.
Would you like to tell the audience what that's like?
Where is everybody?
Out there, in the dark. Oh, bless him, it's not just the ears.
Who are you? 2 sugars, please.
I'm Julia Salisbury, the Prime Minister.
I like this story. Who are you really?
No, I really am the Prime Minister.
Oh, so you're a
woman.
Yes, a woman. One of
Women
them.
can do anything men can do these days, Alfie.
Oh, can you piss standing up?
I can't say I've ever tried.
No, I didn't think so. 2 sugars, please, and not too much milk.
Shall we get to the awards, Alfie?
Well, are you going to ask me about my life?
Well, I'm not sure we have enough time left now for that, so...
When I was 9, I wanted a pet, so I asked me mum and pap. There was no television then, back then, you know. We made our own entertainment out of coal and roadkill.
Well, that's fascinating.
So they got me a pet, see? But it weren't a dog. They told me it were a dog, but it were a stone.
A stone?
Yes. So I called it Patch, which were a popular name for a dog back then on account of the king having a patchy face. And I decided to introduce him to pretty little Gertie Thimble, who lived up the road.
Oh, how romantic.
She threw my dog in the river. That was the day I decided I'd never marry.
And that's the secret to your long life?
Oh no, I've been married 7 times, divorced 8. There was a mix-up with number 3, see? Yes, I'm just lucky. Are we going back to the home soon?
Soon, Alfie. First, let's turn to the reason we're all here, the weekly Territory 1 Team Awards. First up tonight is a lady who really knows how to put in the extra hours. She works at a transition centre in Hamble-Bamblebury, and she has single-handedly allowed more families to unburden each other than any other nurse in Territory 1. In the uneven path, she'd have been locked up. Tonight, she is being honoured as a team player. Please welcome Daphne Snister.
Are you here to change me?
Just give her a medal, Alfie. There's a good boy.
Right, got you. I mean, 2 sugars, please. And don't let it steep too long.
I think you're supposed to give me one of those.
Oh. Well, I
there he goes. Look.
I can't get the arms up any higher than that. You'll have to go down, love.
Thank God those fractious times are behind us, and now the territories are thriving.
Are we in? As the actor said to the bishop.
Yes, thank you. I've got it from here.
Well done. Daphne Snister, everybody. Now, open your envelope and find out what you've won. Don't hold back there. She's stuffing one of Peter's homemade Eccles cakes.
Got it. I've won a holiday for 2 in Territory 15. Used to be called San Palmerino, didn't it?
I believe it did, yes.
Why couldn't we have stuck with that then? It's easier to remember.
We're all one nation now.
Hang on a minute. Isn't it still on fire?
Daphne Snister, everyone.
Oh, what about my change? I've been in these white front for 3 days now.
We'll get to that, Alfie.
Oh, right you are, love.
Next up tonight is a couple from Farnley who, after a rocky start losing their family's ill-gotten gains to the Assets and Wealth Act, have really embraced the new future, setting up a community farm and petting zoo in their local area for all the local children to play. Please welcome Otho and Lobelia, Jackson Randy Gannett.
Medals. Alfie.
You know, when I was in the trenches, I had a pal called Scotty Wilson. He was from way up north, so I didn't understand a bloody word he said. But he were my best mate.
Should we just grab them for ourselves? Probably for the best.
And his best mate was Smudger Ace. There was them two, Fiddly Eric, Unstable Terry, and of course, Leggy Secret. She were a girl. But
Очень удобно.
name, so they shipped her to the front anyway. First girl any of us has ever seen, close up. She's dead now. They all are. Smudger and Scotty never made it home. Fiddly got shanked in Frankfurt prison in an argument over an olive. And Terry, he exploded quietly at home. Sydney got a fatal skin condition. Scratched herself to death. It makes you think.
Thanks, Alfie. Great contribution. So, Otho and Lobelia, a petting zoo.
After we lost all our wealth, we discovered there were actually people who had never even owned a pony.
I used to have 3.
So we decided to do something about it. That's the type of people we are, you see. Advantage of a private education, probably.
Well, I'm sure we could debate that all night, but there's no time. So, let's see what you've won.
Yes, but before we do, there's something I wanted to say to you.
Oh, absolutely. Every citizen of the new future has my ear.
When advance came to power, you took all of our wealth. You took the shirts off of our backs.
Quite literally, in my case, I used to collect shirts.
You might as well have the rest of it, too.
Oh, security!
Oh God, not again. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Bennies and the news are not good bedfellows. Keep those flappy bits off my channel, Alex.
Badge better. And you are? Oh, no.
Got to go. It isn't right and it isn't fair.
You tell him, girl. That's my wife, you know. Oh, no, you don't.
You can't mix pearls with swine. It isn't right. We used to have 3 horses sent into Bethel and hung well. And now what have we got? 2 mangy goats, 1 mongrel dog called Kenneth, and a rooster that won't bloody shut up!
Can we get this over quickly with, please?
As the actress said to the bishop. Oh, here we go again. Hello, Alfie Badger. Pleased to meet you.
Stop them!
Oh, don't worry, love. I'll protect you. Oh. You better break know what he knows. You know, this reminds me of when I was in the 20s and we go to the promenade at Shining on Sea and watch all the pretty girls on the beach. Everything was black and white then, of course. We'd visit the Penny Arcade and try to win a block of lard to take home for the family. You couldn't buy lard in those days. You had to win it.
Давай!
It was so much simpler back then.
Ногами надо.
Everyone else was recruited by the circuses.
Ой, какая дичь.
You see, circuses, with their big tents and their candy floss. You'd hear the music, the pipe organ, drifting over the nearby fields. My mum used to call it the most magical sound in the world. This was before she lost her hearing after giving a particularly loud round of applause. Did you ever go to the circus?
What's that, Alfie?
The circus, don't mind. Just a tea, pet.
Well, that was an unexpected dose of naked nostalgia. Some people simply can't let go of the past. That's why I look in joy and fervent admiration at the younger generation. So cohesive, such a team. And with fertility falling throughout the territories, we should value our fabulous new generation now more than ever. Our final winner tonight is a go-getter who really went and got 'em, helping to root out more than 170 disrupt collaborators in his own neighbourhood. Since then, he's gone on to be a senior Senior Cohesion Cadet Leader and organised all of the entertainment at last year's Camp Cooperation. Our final winner tonight, Edwin Neverley.
Oh, you should be in a transition centre, you old non... Prime Minister. It's an absolute pleasure to finally meet you. We're very similar, in my opinion.
Well, I've never been much of a role model.
Nonsense, Prime Minister. You have saved this country. You have fought enemies, foreign and domestic, with an iron fist. As with my own tiny fists have I.
Well, let's open the envelope and find out what you've won. Maybe it'll be a fist enlargement.
A year's internship as a behaviour coach at Betterment. Let's show the fools where they went wrong, eh?
Well, actually, Betterment is about rehabilitation, Edwin.
Absolutely. And if they don't reintegrate, we retaliate. Just like you did on Liberation Night. Thank you for this award. And stay vigilant. Report the non-cohesives. Be a team player.
That concludes tonight's awards. Join me next week when, hopefully, things will be a lot more normal. Back to you, Megan.
Prime Minister Salisbury there at a highly eventful team awards ceremony. Any thoughts on this week's winners, Stacey?
The nurse was fucking scary, the pretties were saggy, and that little prick will never lose his virginity.
Succinct feedback there.
Хорошая девочка.
After the break, we'll be going live to a star-studded premiere. You won't believe who's on the red carpet tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. And we're out.
Oh, Alex, one other... What's that? You're off already? I know you had to take the day off work with Junior, but... Oh, I see. No luck still with Theodore. I'm so sorry, darling. Of course. I'll speak to you later. Oh, Alex. Completely forgot what I was going to say. Blasted all. Still, I'm lucky to have her.
Some kind of tragic cosmic disaster.
That.
Even as they still refuse to feed their own. But
reckon he's watching us somewhere?
they will never damage our will.
Are you receiving her?
Are you fucking with her?
Oh, right. So she can swear.
May be challenging, but happiness is everywhere. Satisfaction radiates.
На самом деле, конечно, ничего выключаться не должно. Но они просто, видимо, не стали писать столько много всего происходящего. Хотя в идеале, конечно, нужно было весь бэкстейдж делать. И я бы просто убирал фейт и все.
They do know I have a Queen's View degree in journalism.
Don't we wish you'd studied something useful now, eh?
Just bring your daughter to work day. What a joke.
Where is our honoured guest?
I don't know, she's probably sniffing around that boy band. Hotspot.
Heat rash. Hotspot won it last year.
Heat rash. Oh God, they're running out of names, aren't they?
I hear the computer comes up with them. The songs too. Ah, there she is, and just in time too. That's 10 seconds, everybody.
What have you been up to?
What's it to you?
And we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. Stacey's still here.
Wishing she wasn't.
Thanks, Stacey. And in this segment, we're delighted to have sent Robin and Patrick to the movies. Yes, tonight is the world premiere of The Automated, starring Lawrence Blunderclatch and
О, Лоренс Бландерклатч, ну конечно. Давненько не было.
We first covered this film almost 5 years ago, back when it was called The Medicated. Then, for mysterious reasons, the film was suddenly pulled the night before its release. Well, since then, executive producer George Focus has spent 5 long years polishing the film and turning it into a special edition and premiering tonight. With extensive state-of-the-art visual effects and a top-quality voice team, George says it's the movie he always wanted to make. Now, let's take a look at it.
Сейчас пойди вот эта херня начнет хулиганить. Но...
I can't deconstruct it.
Is this a wig?
You think I don't grow that?
No, Dick, I'll kill you. Think of Saturn.
There's something on your face, Chief Harrison. I wish you were real, baby. Flesh and blood.
Captain Quasar.
But you're just ones and zeros, baby. If only I'd noticed.
Captain Quasar.
You rusted, but I didn't notice.
Captain.
I'm buffering, Chick, you said.
Got one on you.
God damn it, lost it all.
Here's a map.
Да я посмотреть хочу. Ну что такое-то?
North on Interstellar Avenue, left at the asteroid belt, and a tricky three-point turn at Uranus. What are these symbols? This corner. This is the key.
Shut it down.
Yes, we could shut it down. But we have to ask ourselves, who are we?
Gosh, thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey? Thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey?
The robots were all right, I guess.
They certainly were. Let's go over to Robin Short now in Western Square, who I believe has got the star of the show. Robin.
Well, Megan, I'm joined by not one, but both of the stars, Lawrence Blunderclatch and Helena Canterbury-Bochu. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's thanks to
Да хорош.
that Helena and
Ну
I...
что началось-то?
Don't you agree?
Well, I couldn't.
Absolutely right, darling.
And you
Не
two
надо
have
меня
become
развлекать.
absolutely huge in the past couple of years, haven't you?
Even huger, yes, that's right. I feel very lucky, very, very lucky to be born, well, you know. And Helena is in massive demand too at the moment. She's still the face of a major cosmetics brand, and she's booked to do a one-woman Lear in the summer.
Wow, it sounds like you're both very busy. But is there any chance we'll get to see you together on screen again?
No, I'm really not supposed to mention this, but we are doing a little something together.
No.
I'm playing a weathered starship captain from another galaxy, and Helena is my droid companion.
But how does that work?
I spend 7 hours in makeup now.
No, how does Helena play a droid?
Oh, we just pop her on a roller skate.
Wow. Well, look,
oh, you look fantastic. That's so...
Thank you so much for joining me.
Чего? Она же уже там это. Чё бы не посмотреть-то?
Will we be seeing you in a movie anytime soon?
Robin, let's hope not. I'm actually joined here by...
Billy Bob Jean Short. And surely you recognize my youngest, pop sensation, Lil D. Her Lil C colors album drops next week.
Actually, we weren't expecting Lil C.
Да ёбана.
She's around. She's not been feeling very well. She's put me in charge.
Has she?
Well, the courts have. They gave me stewardship over her estate, her finances, and her internal soul. Praise Craglaw!
Praise Craglaw.
Wow. But is she coming just because we've got some questions for her?
Well, she might be along later, but as her legal and spiritual guardian, I'll be happy to answer any questions on her behalf.
And Lil D, was it? Well, you look great.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I feel great.
Well, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Little C, and you could be too.
Really?
Little C's new line launches tonight. This is one of my favourite looks. It's called...
Oh, what a unique name!
Hard to spell, though.
But of course, Lil C is basically fashion royalty now, with a veritable clothing empire to her name.
Yeah, well, the label's gone from strength to strength since our initial TV launch on this very show, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So really, we have all you to thank for all this. You know, this hat...
Да, настолько жестко она не ездила, конечно.
Yes, it's a nice hat.
And Forbes magazine has named me the youngest self-made success story ever.
And do you have any advice for anyone wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Absolutely. All you need to succeed on your own is your family's financial backing and pre-existing fame. It's not rocket science, people.
Oh, well, but in sadder news, am I right that Lil C's going to be retiring from music?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'm sure you can imagine. At 25, she's far too old for pop music now. She can't keep up with these young stars. So her best of album is out now, and she's touring that later this year. And then her farewell tour the year after that. And that's her last chance to see her. So until the reunion tour and then the classic tour after that. But it's been a long and varied career, as you can imagine. She's very, very proud.
Oh, and if her health's bad, then maybe it's for the best.
What's wrong with her health? Oh, yes, her health. Her poor health. And it's surprisingly expensive treatments. Curse you, Zaytan! Damn your intergalactic justice!
Oh, yeah. Well, we better be letting you get back. Those babies aren't going to sell themselves, or possibly at all. Billy Bob, Lil C, D, thank you so much for joining me, and do pass our best wishes to Lil C.
Who? Oh!
Now, it looks like Robin is with a music legend who actually is irreplaceable. Is that who I think it is, Robin?
It absolutely is, Patrick. Jesus, how are you?
Yeah, you know, I'm good. I'm great. No thanks to you.
Да ты задрал меня развлекать уже.
Referring to your attempt to incite violence against the democratically elected leaders of this country on live TV?
Yeah, exactly. And instead of being held a visionary, my management and agent, they all dropped me.
Oh, no.
You can't break me when you didn't make me, you understand? See, I'm the voice. I'm the hope. You can lock me up, call the doctors, but only the moon can judge me.
So, what have you been up to since your team cut ties with you?
You know, keep building, keep moving. I'm actually working on a track right now.
Теперь вверх едет.
Directed all by myself.
Can we hear a bit of it?
Well, no.
I know I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure the people at home would love to as well.
Yeah, sure, of course. Give me the mic. Yo. The news tried to shut my mouth, but it won't be long until they go south. Cause my name's Big J and you can't stop me. See, no censorship can stop me. See, that's all I've got at the moment.
Did you just rhyme me with me?
No! Daddy promised this wouldn't happen again. You're supposed to clap and say, well done, Julian, well done.
Well done, Julian.
Thank you. Now, ask me a polite question, and I'll walk away nicely.
Да куда ж ты поехал-то, гад?
To a hotel chain.
What? Where did you hear that?
And that you're very much alive parents
La, la,
are
la,
currently
la,
on the
la,
run
la,
for
la,
massive
la, la, la,
financial
la, la,
hoarding.
la.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you trying to censor me? Oh, Jesus there, who really does seem to be going from strength to something. There are just so many stars here tonight, Megan. It really is the who's who of whatever here. I'm going to see if I can grab a moment with someone rather special. I hope you're not too jealous, Megan. Back to you.
Thanks, Robin. But I think Stacey and I are probably in quite enough trouble where we are. So, 3 big names there, Stacey.
Yeah, big names.
Any thoughts about them, maybe from your generation's perspective?
You won't like my opinions.
Oh, go on, try me.
Well, Bumbanonk is so old he's like 1 week away from a transition centre, so who cares? And Lil C was cool when I was like 12 or something, but now she's just another fucking loony. And Jesus is a disrupt-loving wanker who should have died with the rest of them 3 years ago.
You're right.
You agree with me?
No, you're right, I don't like your opinions. But thankfully, we can go back to Patrick now, who has another familiar face to catch up with. Oh, Patrick!
It's absolutely electric, Megan. I can't quite believe it either, but he's here. It's Crazy Neil.
Hey, hi, ho, how you doing?
Neil, our audience is just
Да хорош.
really connected with your ads over the years.
Прекрати.
What's it like?
Пидорачек.
It's crazy. streets, they expose themselves, they write me threatening letters. You know, the stalker has become the stalky. A real taste of Neil's own medicine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and what's been the most challenging thing about being so famous?
It's places like this, you know, being around actors and rock stars. They're real crazy, and Crazy Neil knows crazy, and I'm used to being the loudest whack job in the room.
Yes, I can imagine.
But I know what you're thinking. Hey, Neil, where's the crazy deal? We got crazy deals on chairs. You ever sit in a chair to knock your socks off?
No, I can't say that I have.
Makes a mess of the carpet. But what do you say? We got a deal?
Well...
Well, what about Betty Andrews' handbag? It's real leather. It's real cheap. And it even contains our heart medicine. Spicy.
No, really.
You've got the chair. You've got the bag. You're really busting my balls. What can I do to convince you? Let me throw in my wife, Mrs. Neil. It's the latest model. Not a scratch on her. Pearls like a charm. What do you say? We got a deal.
Look, I can't take your wife.
Yes, you can. I got loads of them. Oh. Come on down to Crazy Deals. We got crazy deals on chairs. We got crazy deals on meals. We got crazy deals on wheels. We got wheels on meals, meals on wheels. We've even got endangered seals. And we got meals with endangered seals. Yeah!
Thank you!
Местный джигурда. Местный магазин на диване крутейший.
How about that, Megan? The man himself. Aren't we lucky? Back to you.
Thanks, Patrick. What a colourful interview there on what looks like an amazing night. They certainly know how to make an entrance. And the automated really does seem to have unstoppable written all over it, because despite Boris Hawley in Hours magazine calling it Lawrence Blunderclatch's overly long suicide note, in a review which ends with the words, and he hasn't even had the decency to see it through, the film, which is free to all residents of the territories, has seen record pre-bookings and looks set to run for months and months. But let's go back to those lucky few seeing it tonight. Oh, I'm so jealous. Robin, you seen anything unusual there?
Well, I thought I saw some leprechauns in the green room, but I think it might have been someone's kids. But I know, they just keep coming. And here are some more famous faces, or famous brains, I suppose. It's Dr. David Wong, and Dr. Ingrid is also here. We have been following your plight so closely on our show over the last few years. What's it like to be back on dry land?
It's so wonderful. I'm still not used to it. Every time I see the sun, I want to just scream out in joy. I'm grateful every day to your viewers for their support. Without them, well, we wouldn't be here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine.
And am I right in thinking that you two have a lovely little boy together?
Dante's 3 now, and he's gorgeous.
Oh, what a beautiful family.
Not since she left me.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to,
It's fine.
Oh, it's fine, is it?
Well, what happened?
Well, you know, the normal story. Sometimes things aren't as easy as they were when all you had was a kid.
No sooner was she able to see me in daylight than she was zooming off with a moron.
Oh, she's not a moron. She's a doctor.
A dermatologist is not a doctor.
So sorry about this.
I'm sure she's got lovely skin, but forgive me if I don't ask her to do a coronary artery bypass.
If you carry on eating those pies, you might have to.
Here we go again. Very good. We can't all afford as clean as hers, can we?
At least she doesn't have a PhD in biomechanics.
You take that back.
Well, thanks to you both for pushing the boundaries of human knowledge.
Arsehole.
Crikey! Well, the movie's about to start, so Patrick and I are about to share a box
еле
of
успел
overpriced popcorn.
запикать.
Back to you, Megan.
Thanks, Robin. Lucky you, and enjoy the movie. The Automated opens in cinemas.
Наконец-то реклама, господи. Какой-то блок прям душный, прям душный.
No one goes to the cinema these days. Of course. We'll be back after these messages. I still go to the cinema.
You should get yourself a video recorder, like the one at the home.
Yeah, I've got a video audio recorder. It's just not the same, is it?
You're right, it's better. No uneven chatting and chewing all the way through.
What about a kiss and cuddle on the back row? Doesn't that happen anymore?
In public? What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
Feeling better?
Alright, you are?
Gotta get set up for heat rash. I think Ronnie's on something.
I know he is. It was on his rider. Apparently it's medicinal.
Ronnie's always high. Give him orange juice.
God, she speaks.
He's a stupid cunt.
And just like that, you wish you wouldn't.
Отличные отношения, отличные.
We seem to be a bit bunched up at end.
Oh, don't worry. It's so cool.
It's what now? Oh, here's Megan. She's going to be interviewing you.
Hello. Hi.
This is her. This is Stacey.
Well, hello there, Stacey.
Fuck off, Ronnie. Right. No, I'm sorry, but if we can't be polite, you're going to have to wait in the dressing room.
Whatever.
Do you want to go and wait in the dressing room? Hmm?
No.
No what?
No. Thank you.
Okay. And sit up straight. You're ruining my shot.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
No cool.
Fucking right, Noko.
What's that? What's no?
Bring in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. For our final segment tonight, Stacey and I are delighted to be joined by Heat Rash. Their new album, Girls and Why We Love Them All, comes out this weekend. So, let me see if I can get this right. It's Nolan.
I write the songs.
Ronnie.
That's what it says on my tattoo.
Oh, you've got a tattoo of your name on yourself. Okay.
In case he forgets it.
This raconteur, you must be Chinny. Why do they call you Chinny?
It's because of this ugly old thing.
I don't know what you mean.
God, you're so fucking embarrassing.
Dale. Crikey, Dale, you do not look old enough to be in a band.
I get that a lot. I'm actually 23, the oldest one. I have a growth disorder.
God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
It's so cool, Preeti.
I was only messing with you.
He's actually 58.
Okay, right, I see. You're going to be a handful, aren't you, boys?
Mum.
And you must be TP. What does TP stand for?
Tiny prick.
It stands for team player.
I see. How long have you had that nickname?
Ever since Nolan decided Terry Pronos was a shit name for a member of a boy band.
No co, Ronnie.
Yeah, no co, Ronnie.
Sorry, what does no-co mean?
Ah, it's the opposite of SoCo.
Ah.
Fuck's sake. SoCo.
Yeah.
So cohesive. You preties say cool.
Right, okay. Thank you, Stacey.
Sorry about her.
Not your fault. She's uneven.
So, you guys met through a popular show on one of our rival channels, didn't you?
Yeah, Team Players with a Z.
So, how did that work then?
Well, actually, Dale and I knew each other from school. We were actually classmates. And fuck's sake, Nolan, mate. Give someone else a chance. We all went on Team Players. We all auditioned. The judges put us into bands. And, yeah, we went to their houses and they just put us into bands.
It's an example of how we're greater than the sum of our parts when we work in harmony.
And occasionally singing it.
So every week on the show, they get these bands and they give them a song that the producer just found from under the bin somewhere.
Actually, I write the song.
And the public would phone in and decide which song they like best.
Right, and then the losers would be eliminated. Yeah?
Mum.
What?
No-co. Preeti, so no-co.
The band who get the most approval get to play their song again.
Sure. So what happens to the losers then?
Mum.
What do I keep doing wrong?
We don't use the L word anymore.
You mean losers?
Would you please stop saying that?
That word is a pejorative. It's a word designed to diminish. At Go-Getters, I learned very early that we only win when everybody wins.
Чего?
That's not real life, is it? That's just sports board, no?
Thought you were SoCo.
Чё не так-то? Я ж красавчик, все правильно делаю.
Nah, you're a shrinker. Can't be friends with shrinkers.
She doesn't know what you're talking about. She doesn't understand.
So I do understand, actually, Stacey.
What's a shrinker?
Well, a shrinker.
What's a preteen, Mum? What's a preteen?
Well, I think it means someone who's older, doesn't it?
Pre-territories.
It's someone who turned 18 before the new future. We call you preties.
Uneven.
Mimis. Nonks.
It's not her fault she's old. She can't help it.
I'm not that old.
I'm trying to help you here.
I don't think I need your help.
See? Total Mimi. See?
Is that so?
Yes, obviously. Yes, obviously.
You know what the real problem with you lot is? You just can't get over the fact that your beloved Disrupt are gone and you just don't fit in anymore. But the truth is, Disrupt were violent, no-co, bricks being led by a fucking psycho. I'm glad they lost, and you should be too.
Listen, not everyone over 30 supported Disrupt, Stacey.
Not everyone, no, but one fuck-off lot of you did.
SoCo, Stacey. SoCo.
We've all learned maybe a little bit more than we expected to there. I'm genuinely delighted to have met Heat Rash. And before we end the show,
Ну, она профессионал, кстати говоря.
aren't you?
Yes, that's right. We're going to sing a song from Girls and Why We Love Them All called Pieces of My Heart, which is about a real relationship I had with an actual girl.
Oh, Nolan, give it a rest, mate. No one cares. Go on, let's get on these stools, lads.
Right.
Let's get on these stools, lads.
So, Stacey, can I get your contact?
Oh, she's 15. Go on, piss off and sing your song, Terry.
Right you are.
So, here they are with their latest single, Pieces of My Heart. Are you excited, Stacey?
Not for me, no. I only listen to blip music and a bit of jizzcore. Pop music is...
Oh yes, I know I meant to mention this earlier. Apparently these newfangled boy bands change singer all the bloody time. Try and follow along, eh? Keep the shot on whoever is currently singing the lead vocal.
Бля.
I saw you standing by the menu center with a brand new pair of Lakers, baby. Do you remember? You took the first of the pieces of my heart. We wandered into a bush and grabbed a vodka instead. Took our assets and our wealth and drew them out of the bag. I gave you little pieces of my heart. I didn't know two hearts could ever feel like this, girl. It's like you were custom made for me by Remington's fist. I take all of the loves that didn't last and leave them in the uneven past. Share the new future as my bride. You snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cried. As my old man used to say, you blow me away. I just want you to stay. I don't want you to pay. You make me crazier than Neil today. On Liberation Night, girl, I was sitting.
Рано. Надо было дать ему встать.
We sat there shaking all the way through incisors. We held each other as things fell apart. We took a train through all the territories and we threw away the rules and wrote our personal stories. You took a dozen pieces of my heart. I didn't know that life could ever feel like this, girl. It's like you were custom made for me by Remington's fist. I take all of the loves that didn't last. I leave them there the today. And now I'm staring at your membership card. There's your picture beaming brighter than a handful of flaws. I'm trying to find the pieces of my heart and leave them in the uneven parts. Share the new future as my bride. You snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cried. As my old man used to say, you blow me away. I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than neon. Crazier than neon. Crazier than neon today.
Fantastic, thank you, Niklash. That was
Еще 4 минуты. Да хорош.
Thank you for coming in. Now it's almost time for final thoughts tonight. And I've actually asked Stacey to write a few, and they're just being programmed onto the auto cue now. Now I have no idea what she's going to say. So fingers on that bleep button in the broadcast room, just in case.
Да я уж разберусь, ты давай, за собой следи.
My name is Stacey. I guess you know that by now. Don't know why I put that in there. Anyway. I don't watch the news. There's no need. You hear all the important stuff from your mates, so I don't know what's considered important anymore. But I'm pretty sure that it's not rehash movies and fucking boy bands, so anyway. I'm going to talk about what's important to me. When Advance were first elected 6 years ago, I was 9 and in a home. Not a family home like you call a home. This was a state children's home. It was fucking awful, actually. It was like a Charles Dickens book. The roof leaked.
Так она fucking сказала, что не надо запикивать?
Food was bad. Drugs and alcohol were everywhere. No one cared. You had to watch your back all the time because there weren't enough staff to manage us. And yes, as you'd imagine, there was a lot of some bad stuff went down there with some of the staff. Okay. Not all of them, but the others knew, and they didn't stop it. And then Advance won the election. And like a miracle, things started to change. They got better. We had nicer food. The home was not just repaired, but redecorated and kitted out with books and sports stuff and musical instruments and video games. Most of the staff were fired, and the new ones, which there were more of, spent time talking and working with the bullies. And you know what? A second miracle. It worked. The bullying stopped. My life got better. Because finally, there was enough money to do the good things, and Advance had the guts to do it. I joined Go-Getters, and on Liberation Night, that gave me a group of friends that I could talk with when the bombs went off and the power went out. Another miracle. I wasn't alone anymore. And that was the night I finally understood the importance of being in a team. So here's my final thought. I know the people who were doing better under the old system long to go back. You say, we were freer, but what you mean is, we were richer. But for every one of you, there is 100 of me. And even now, after all you've had taken away, you are still doing better than I am, than I likely ever will. You still have homes of your own and families of your own who love you. And I'll never have that. So maybe you should stop looking for the worst interpretation of everything this amazing government does and realise it's not for you. It's for the millions like me. And you can cry and bleat all you want, but you're never going to get your money back because it's already been spent on miracles.
Да ёбана.
Thank you, Stacey, for that. My name's Megan Wolf. Let's keep keep making tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Is that all right? Yes. Yes, that was more than all right.
Nicely done. I think we might have actually given them something to think about.
So I guess you're going to be taking me back to the home now then.
I was thinking we could go out somewhere and, I don't know, have a meal, talk about our options, if that's okay.
Of course, Miss Wolf. Security will be standing by.
So they're always there then?
There was a thing a few years ago now.
Oh, did that Jeremy bloke? I heard about that, everyone did. Were you here back then? Doesn't look old enough.
She's growing on me.
Yeah, she does that.
Но это было потненько. Ну, Си, нормально. На самом деле, все четенько прошло, в общем-то. Опять ужасный монтаж. Материал разозлил прогресс. Почему? Что не так-то? Все четко было сделано по этим, по методичкам. Ну вообще. Ну вообще. Боузман опять вызвал вас к себе. Кабинет уже приведен в привычный безупречный порядок. Странно, что он опаздывает. Все-таки Боузман такой педант. Как только вы начинаете задумываться, что могло его так задержать, за вашей спиной открывается дверь. Привет, Алекс, благодарю за ожидание. Работаешь у нас уже 6 лет. За это время произошло много всякого. Неприятный инцидент с мистером Дональдсоном, нападение разлома на это самое здание. Он умолкает, смотрит на вас. Так. Тебе удалось проделать просто колоссальную работу. Я уж не говорю о том, с какой преданностью и рвением ты выполняешь свои обязанности. Итак, рад сообщить, что тебя представили к повышению. С этого дня ты будешь нашим старшим инженером эфира. Боузман смотрит на вас с широкой улыбкой. Ну, спасибо, да. Конечно, помимо прибавки к жалованию, у тебя появятся новые обязанности, рабочее время тоже увеличится. Зато теперь ты будешь главным инженером ночного эфира по будням, а со временем тебе могут доверить подготовку новых программ для канала «Первый». У тебя впереди блестящее будущее, Алекс. Поздравляю. А теперь возвращайся к работе. Он так широко улыбается, что вы начинаете думать, не шутка ли это. Хотя какие с Боузманом шутки. Вы еще раз благодарите его, возвращайтесь к себе в студию. Возможно, вам удастся поработать над другими программами. Уже поздно. Весь день шел снег, вы постарались как можно меньше выходить на улицу и сидели дома в тепле. Обычно вам нравится снег, но сегодня он вызывает только раздражение. Никто из ваших близких не любил снег, как Сэм. Когда вы были моложе, Сэм и дети часто выбирались на улицу, чтобы поиграть вместе. Жаль, эти сладкие дни с семьей остались в прошлом. В глухой тишине своей квартиры вы не можете перестать думать, какой бы была ваша жизнь, сложись все иначе. Существует ли где-то в параллельной вселенной мир, где ваша семья по-прежнему счастлива? Или же произошедшее было неизбежно? Какое-то. Вы с самого начала были обречены остаться в одиночестве? Или же сами оттолкнули своих близких? Не в силах отделаться от этих мыслей, вы решаете лечь спать пораньше. Так, сейчас. Я слышу крики чаек. Это неспроста. С тех пор, как умер ваш отец, прошло уже 15 лет. За это время вы, конечно, не раз навещали его могилу. Обычно вы приходите сюда, когда в жизни наступает тяжелый период. Или когда нужно что-то хорошо обдумать. Или когда просто ищете покоя и тишины. Сегодня все так же, как всегда. В прошлом вы и Сэм приходили сюда вдвоем, когда вы вместе, вам ничего не страшно, так вам всегда казалось. Теперь все иначе. Чарли было всего 8 лет, когда его деда не стало. Тогда он еще не понимал, насколько это большая утрата. Отец многому научил вас, и вы приложили все усилия, чтобы передать его мудрость своему сыну. Теперь Чарли совсем большой и сам пытается учить вас жизни, и это очень трогательно. Сьюзи, бедная Сьюзи. Вы бы все отдали, лишь бы она была рядом и снова без конца с вами спорила. Она смотрела на мир широко раскрытыми глазами. Она была такая жизнерадостная, такая живая. Но в ночь освобождения все изменилось. С тех пор, как вы и Сэм развелись, вы особо не разговаривали. Едва ли это можно считать большой потерей. Вы постоянно спорили и конфликтовали, и вас совершенно не расстраивает то, что Крис больше не желает с вами общаться. Пускай она сейчас и находится в очень дорогом доме престарелых, вам все же радостно от того, что ваша мать жива. Хоть она едва вас узнает. Ее присутствие всегда придает вам сил. Вы разворачиваетесь и идете к машине. Вы не в силах управлять жизнью, своей или чужой. Не вам решать, чему быть, кому жить, кому умереть. Вам остается только двигаться вперед и учиться принимать обстоятельства. В конце концов, жизнь — это последовательность решений, и они делают нас теми, кто мы есть. И мы никогда не знаем, какие решения помогут нам идти дальше. Да ты что?
Another day, another piece of government claptrap. Honestly, Alex, sometimes I can't believe how far we've fallen. Or more accurately, how low this government has brought us. Still, best to get on with it, I suppose. We've had a few problems with the machinery lately. No doubt you've noticed. Locked buttons, screens flickering on and off, sparks and the like. I'm sure you'll manage without issue. Oh, and don't forget, you've got free reign of the SFX buttons now. Make sure to use them whenever they'd be appropriate.
Вот этого не надо, пожалуйста. Я все равно не успеваю разобраться, что там включать.
No, come on, seriously. Not even a cake.
Sorry, no.
Okay, no worries.
How old are you then, Cole? Okay, here we go. Big smiles.
I've actually gained a year. I celebrated 44 last year, but it's actually this year. Brilliant.
You're 44. I'm going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening and welcome
Spice it up with some audience responses, Alex.
I'm Megan, and I'm joined, as always, by the inimitable Robin and Patrick. How are we?
Well, we have got so much going on tonight. I'm excited.
I'd say I'm about a 12, Megan.
On the excitement scale?
Yeah, exactly. We have got so much SoCo stuff coming up.
We sure do. We have celebrity chef Jordan Rankley, who will be cooking up a storm.
We'll be announcing the winners of our big competition, Visions of the Future.
And we'll be joined by a very special guest for a game of Wheel of Truth. And I'll even be showing you how to make your own Leaders' Day gifts. We've got all of that and so much more tonight on The Nightly Show.
Ну, это сейчас будет жесть.
applause on the way into the next section.
Paces by Chef Jordan Rankley. But first, we know you love them, so Robin's going to give us an update on our lovely nightly show pets in Pet Corner.
Splendid, that's the ticket.
Well, Megan, first up we have our hamster, Lord Cheeks. Now, he's a squat winter grey with the scientific name Adipem stultus, and he lives here with us in this cage. Hamsters love hoarding, and they actually have special pouches in their cheeks for storing food. He loves carrots, apples.
Да что я могу сделать? У меня 1,5 камеры доступны.
Nocturnal, so we'll do our best not to wake him up. But let's just see if we can. Well, the door has been left open. It looks as though Lord Cheeks has actually gone for a little wander, but I'm sure he will be around here somewhere. In the meantime, let's say hello to our tortoise. Now, after last month's viewer vote, she is now, of course, called Slow Barbara. And don't panic, even though it is December, Babs here doesn't actually hibernate. Let's say hello. Oh, she's sleeping. Oh, Babs. Oh. Those are our nightly show pets, Megan, both alive and well. Back to you.
Thanks, Robin. We'll check in on them, or some very similar animals at the same time tomorrow. Now then, I hope you're hungry, because if not, you're about to be. Patrick Bannon is with Chef Jordan Rankley, and they're going to be showing us how to knock up a delicious apple pie. It's time to go into the kitchen. That's right, and I'm joined here by Chef Jordan Rankley. Welcome to the Nightly Show kitchen. How does it compare to the kitchens you're used to?
I love the colours. It's vibrant. It's fresh. It's fun about all the arsenals. Yes?
Sorry?
Да, хорош. Ну, чуть-чуть раньше, подумаешь.
You've 6 restaurants, you've been awarded 9 Ballon Massifs across your career, and you've worked alongside the best chefs in the world. Tonight you've got me. Oh, are you worried?
Am I fucking worried? Are you worried? Are you fucking worried?
Yes.
Отлично.
So, we've got a family over for
Отыгрывают.
They're hungry.
Отлично.
Delicious apple pie.
Ooh, lovely.
It's got sweetness, it's got the acidity of the fruit, and then you get the richness of that pastry.
Да. Прям очень похоже.
So we're
Отлично.
going to start by making our filling. So we've got about 1 kilogram of fresh cooking apples here. Fucking beautiful. And we're going to slice these up perfectly. And then straight into the pan.
Your new show, Demon Kitchen Heart Eater, starts on Friday here on Channel 1. So, tell us about that.
So, teams of young chefs come into my kitchen, and one by one I destroy them emotionally. And if there's time, I teach them some basic knife skills. Fuck me, Patrick. What are you doing?
What?
Shit. Is that how you cut? Fuck, you'll lose a fucking finger.
Oh, don't worry, I've got spares. Right, so once we've done that, we set these aside whilst we make the pastry. Yeah.
Bowl. Yeah? Okay. Sugar. Butter. We mix that together, and then a whole egg. What are you doing, you fucking donkey? Are your brains the size of that fucking egg?
Oh, no, chef.
No. Shit. Right. Mix that with a wooden spoon and work in that flour, okay? Work that into a nice ball of dough, just like that.
So, what does the notoriously fierce Jordan Rankley do to unwind?
Shit, you bears. Yeah. What's that? What is that?
Well, it's a bit lumpy.
Lumpy? It could fucking pass for a sack of spuds. Touch that. Touch it. Yeah? Pathetic. That goes into chill. Now, we're mixing our filling.
Okay.
Apples, sugar, cinnamon.
You own 6 restaurants across 5 territories. Which is your favourite?
Are you mixing that or fucking it?
What?
Are you going to light a candle? Take it out to dinner? Fucking mix it for fuck's sake. Right, Now we're rolling out 2/3 of our pastry. Bit of flour into the dish.
And the filling goes next, right?
Да, хорош.
Lovely. Then we're taking the remaining pastry, rolling that into a round, and that goes on the top. Beautiful.
Lovely. Okay.
Right. Wash a bit of water around the rim. Beautiful. Now press gently all the way around. And we're cutting 5 slashes very carefully for the steam. And then brushing the whole thing with a beaten egg.
Lovely. Okay. Ta-da! What do you think?
Oh my God. You, come here, you. That's a disgrace. I'd rather jam my eyeballs up my fucking arse than look at that. I'd rather use my tongue to tie my shoes after a fucking shit-kicking contest, do you understand?
Then it goes in the oven for 45 minutes.
Oh, put your fucking head in the oven while you're at it. Useless. You, come here, you. You're the worst fucking thing to happen to food since cyanide. Do you know that? I tell you what. Fuck off! Get the fuck out of here! Fuck off!
Okay, well, while I do that, let's go now to Megan and Robin, who will be announcing the winners of our competition. Visions of the Future.
Don't forget the SFX buttons.
Well, that looks delicious. If you want to follow along at home, then make sure you write in with a stamped addressed envelope and we'll send you the fact sheet. So, Robin, look at all these amazing entries to the Vision of the Future competition.
Yes, we challenged you to show us your predictions of the future, and we were just inundated with entries, weren't we, Megan? From wacky inventions to global problem solving, they are all amazing, and we had the best time looking through each one.
It was so tough narrowing it all down, so we have some amazing runners up. In 3rd place, drum roll please, we have Hamish, who's 3 from Lunwelly. He calls this Still Life and Future of God, and it really blew us away. Just look at the line work here, and I can really feel every passionate stroke of the brush.
If you look here, you'll see a beautifully rendered, what I thought at first was a smiley face, or perhaps a cat. But I think if you really look, you'll see it's actually a representation of the seeming futility of death through the eyes of the living.
Indeed. He's also chosen to just leave a lot of it blank, which I think is really interesting. If you know Hamish and his work, of course, he loves focusing on the negative space rather than the image itself.
Stunning, absolutely stunning, and such talent from one so young, Megan. But next up, we have our 2nd place entry. So in 2nd, drum roll please, we have Keith, 41 from Dungleys. Yeah, Keith, we were sort of aiming this towards our younger viewers, but still, he has sent in his idea of the future, which he's calling Ravaged Earth.
Indeed, he says in his really rather detailed notes, deprived of basic resources, society will resort to a brutal system of weekly battles to the death where only the victor may breed. He also says at the bottom here, either that or about the same, but maybe a bit worse.
I really love his attention to detail. You can see the sort of gladiatorial arena, and then what I can only assume is Keith himself.
Вот это вот, типа, давай сам включай, это просто жопа, вот просто жопа, натурально.
Maybe if you spent more time outdoors and less time entering children's competitions, she might not have left.
Special one there. And finally, of course, it's time to reveal our winner. All our runners-up will receive a day out at an inflatable Happy Land on an industrial estate just off the A40. Sorry about that, Keith. But our lucky winner will win the chance to spend the day at the Department of Change to see how our teammates are actually making the new future a reality every day. And the winner is, drum roll please.
It's... Oh, happy with that.
You're 8 years old and you are from smugly
I absolutely love your picture here. People's Parade. You've got folks walking together, just really celebrating the diversity of our society. You've got people with all different flags, people celebrating their religion and their bodies, and there's even a game of sports board happening over
Да вы
here.
можете вообще все 4 дежурных выключить, я запомнил, где какая камера.
These robots having a little bit of a dance, getting involved in the party, aren't they? This one seems to have gone a bit haywire in what I can only assume is an ominous sign of things to come. Lovely, Lola. Well, if our winners have inspired you to make some artwork of your own, do keep sending them in, and yours could be displayed in our gallery here. Well done again to everyone who took part. We're going to take a break now, but when we come back, we'll be playing the Wheel of Truth and making some lovely homemade gifts. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Right, from what I can tell, the machine's getting a bit worse for wear there, Alex. I expect things will be deteriorating even more in this next segment, so be careful. I'm going to drop off for a moment. I've been handed some footage that needs my urgent attention.
I'm on the bus.
Not tonight. I'll get cars arranged for you both. Find me when you're done and I'll take you out through the loading bay.
Ну, игра, конечно, прекрасна. Прекрасна.
You and your unshakable support.
And so,
We thank you.
for every citizen lifted out of poverty,
We thank you. For every person in
А это что такое у нас за новый белый пульт? Я что-то не обратил внимания.
for every child who found safety, purpose and friendship through go-getters.
We thank you. For every mind and heart bettered instead of punished. We thank you.
For our safer streets.
Our great cohesion.
Jenny, where's Glyn? Can we get him out here? I'm not sure about this grandma one.
Oh, he's writing with our other guest at the moment.
I just wouldn't say grandma.
On us in the uneven past.
Yes, grandmother's arsehole. It's much better.
Oh, okay, everyone, if I could have your attention, please. Sarah just needs a word.
Apparently there's been some sort of disturbance near the studio. Now I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but I wanted to let you know that I've asked for extra security and they're already on their way.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, 10 seconds for positions and pose.
Okay, this time you've said it.
Laughing, and we're going in 5, 4, 3.
A bit more audience reaction would be nice, Alex.
I'm sorry, we were just saying we can't wait to taste Patrick's pie. Oh, I don't know, I think I could wait. Well, here it is, fresh out the oven. Oh. Well, it does look amazing. Jordan, how did our Patrick do?
Well, let's just say that pie's got more crust than my grandmother's arsehole.
Oh. Well, thank you for that. Well, come on, try it. Dig in. Okay. Whew. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Oh, that's really something, Patrick. That's delicious. But now you better go and get ready for that next feature. Every night we play a game of Wheel of Truth with our celebrity guests. But I know what you're thinking. Megan, we've only got one celeb guest. Well observed, viewers, well observed. Well then, I better bring her out.
Oh, she will pay for this.
Guest, what do you think? Here she is, best-selling author, lawyer and thinker. I mean, she's only the Bloomin' team leader. It's Julia Salisbury.
Prime Minister Julia Salisbury.
Oh, welcome, Julia.
Yeah, ура!
Megan, you look incredible. Stop it, I was just about to say the same thing. Now, don't get too comfortable. It's time to head over to Robin and Patrick as we play Wheel of Truth. That's right, it's that part of the show where we pit our celebs against each other to see if we can break them.
That's right, Robin. They're gonna spin the wheel to pick around, and it could be anything from box of flies to slap my face. They really have no idea what's in store.
So, up first, we have Jordan. Let's give it a spin. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's see what you've landed on.
Okay, it's fact or fib. Jordan, is it true that you've been known to order takeaway for a dinner party and pass it off as your own cooking?
Just one fucking time. One time.
Well, I think if that pie was anything to go by, you did them a favour.
Not so fast there, Julia. Fact or fib? We heard you've got a very interesting way of saving time during the laundry.
Oh my God!
Go on, why don't you tell us about it?
You absolutely... No, I can't. Okay, so don't judge me, okay? What I do is... oh God, I'm going to lose my job over this.
Oh, we're all friends here, come on.
Okay. So I only have one bra, okay? And so one day a week I wash it. And on that day, I can't wear it.
No! Honestly, raise my taxes. We're clearly not paying you enough.
Come to my dressing room after the show. We'll sort you out.
Are you blushing, Patrick? Is all this talk of bras embarrassing you?
I mean, I'm not blushing. Come on then.
Пусть вся аудитория посмеется.
Bloody wheel.
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. It's Guess That Face. I'm going to show you a picture and you simply have to guess that face. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Julia. Oh, who's that?
Oh my God!
Is that you?
Yes! Look, it was a very difficult time fashion-wise.
That hairdo is fucking hilarious.
No, don't. I think it's sweet.
The mullet is as popular now as it's ever been.
Oh, well, don't get too ahead of yourself there. Jordan. Who?
Oh.
Is this? Does that look familiar at all?
Wow! Well, I'm glad I was getting fashion advice from someone who managed to make 7 look like 85.
See, I look like I'm haunting the fucking play.
А что такое?
Alright, we've got to move on. Jordan, let's have another spin.
Okay, here we go.
It's my go, Dad. You go. Go on. Sorry, I'm so keen. I love this game so much. Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
It's fact or fish. Okay. If you look under your podiums, you will find a lovely fish smoothie. Now, I'm going to ask you both a question, and all you have to do is answer it honestly, or else you'll have to drink the smoothie. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready for the question? Yes. Here we go.
Which of your esteemed hosts is the more talented one?
Oh, what a cop-out.
How is it? How is it?
Fucking
Oh, we made it extra fishy.
I need my fucking mouth. Do you know how much these taste buds are worth?
Well, we've got time for one more quick spin, so go, Julia, go! Okay, so, Julia, take a look in that box under your desk there.
I think Lord Cheeks is trying to get in on the game. Bless him.
Julia, what have you got in that box? It's not cheese, is it?
Cheese! It's not cheese!
Juggling balls? What am I supposed to do with these?
Well, give it a go for us.
But I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
Come on. Do it, do it,
I won't
do
do
it,
it.
do it, do it. She's doing it. She's fucking doing it.
Wow! That was so impressive. I have have to say, unexpected. Well, gosh, that was our game of Wheel of Truth, and my God, wasn't that fun?
Oh, God, it really was, wasn't it? But now it's time to head over to Megan in Crafty Corner.
That's right, you join me in Crafty Corner, where today I'm going to be ably assisted by Julia. Come on over here. Goodness, I don't know how you're keeping your dinner down. I can still smell that fish.
Well, to be honest, I've had worse. I used to eat at Peter Clement's house.
Oh, well, I hope you've got your artsy hat on, because today we're going to be making something very close to my heart. It's our little studio. Look at that. Isn't it adorable? All of us there on the sofa.
Wow. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, is that all you in there?
Yeah, it is. If we can just get a little zoom in, there we are. Oh, I don't know about you, Julia, but I always leave my holiday shopping to the last minute.
Oh, every year. I do it every year.
Well, luckily these make amazing gifts. Shall we get cracking?
Oh, yes, please.
We're going to start with a shoe box here. And Julia, that's it. Grab those scissors. I just want you to get rid of this front panel here.
Perfect. Will do.
Are you big celebrators in your house, Julia?
Oh, yes. No, in my house we show our love through food, like big dinners, loads of drink.
Absolutely right. That's the best bit about any holiday. It's all that food.
This bit as well.
Absolutely right. Cutting along the line there. Do be careful with the scissors at home. Make sure you're being supervised
It's a bit
if you
tough.
are a child. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, so it's going to look a little something like this, and I've got one here I made earlier. We painted it with a bit of poster paint, white to match our lovely curtains here in the studio, but you can obviously have whichever backdrop you like.
Like a nice shiny gold number.
Well, exactly right. So we're going to make bits of our set now to put in the studio, perhaps a little desk. So I'm just going to grab this piece of card. I've just got it from a little cereal box packet. I think you... I'll give you this one, Julia, shall I?
Thank you
There
so
you go.
much.
And all you need to do is cut along the lines there. Fabulous. So what's the best part of any Leaders' Day dinner, do you reckon?
I don't even have to think about it. Really? I love the 3 potato pie.
3 potato pie? I don't know that one.
You know, with the chips covered in the mash or wrapped up in a jacket potato. That just me that does that.
I don't know, but that sounds starchy. Well done, Julia. So now she's folding over a little bit there. What it's going to look like at the end is this little rectangular shape there. And we're going to pop it in the middle. A bit of sticky tape on the back there so it sticks down. Now we need a sofa. That's what we need next. We're going to make that out of a lovely paper cup.
Knocking everything over.
Knocking it all over.
I got one though, Megan.
Good, fantastic. I'm just going to cut along the line here, down the middle. Exactly right. Then when you've done that, around the bottom and again around the top. Well done. When you're done,
oh, there we go.
It's going to look a little something like this. And look what I've done there. I've stuck some felt down. Nice and comfortable sofas.
Yes, can't have our tiny Megan having an uncomfortable sofa, can we?
Absolutely not.
She'll be on the phone to her tiny agent and getting someone tiny fired.
Yeah. Well, there's only one thing missing, isn't there, Julia? What is that?
A higher caliber of guests.
Nearly. It's people. So all we've done to make our little people is we've stuck a cocktail.
Интересно, вот это он характеризует голосом то, что я делаю, но потому что, конечно, эти кнопки жать вообще не хочется.
All my felts are going everywhere. There we go. Oh, I'm a bit lonely. Let's take Robin and Patrick over. Sitting down on the couch over there.
There you go. And well, I'll make myself just comfortable just there. Yeah, there we go.
And these, of course, are all made and cut out of our favourite newspapers or magazines. So you can have any guests you like. Julia, is there anyone else you'd like in a studio?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going to be playing Wheel of Truth with Ronnie from Heatrash.
Nice.
Yes, put that away. Yes, he's going to be teaching me choreography, and I'll be teaching him foreign policy.
And of course you can decorate them however you want. Perhaps you're a bit, I don't know, nostalgic for the old look of our studio. We've got the blue studio down there. Or even a bit of retro red. I've got Sheila Quickstep being interviewed there by... sorry, that's not supposed to be...
I can't. The sheer. This has to be seen.
I'll be on the couch of chat talking to some of you, and I just cannot wait. We'll be back after these messages.
And we're
Alex, listen to me. I've seen what's on this footage twice. It needs to be broadcast. Nothing else matters. I'll try and get it queued up for you. Be ready.
Так, это что-то мне не нравится. Прям совсем не нравится.
42 births today, a daily record of 4% fertility. Dwarfed, however, by a massive 9% fertility rate here in Territory 2, who saw an unbelievable 191 births today. Though a nasty cold snap brings bitter winds overnight, so not all sunshine and rainbows. No rainbows in sight over Territories 3 and 4, as a Category 2 storm warning means we advise our residents to spend their leaders' weekend
Испания,
indoors.
Португалия.
Though we're sure the happy parents of the 12 new children in Territory 3 will be thanking their lucky stars for an excuse to stay home. Though, of course, nothing to do with stars, more of a hot air, cold air thing. Next, this front of warm smiles heads across Territory 5, who are still under a blanket of snow. Surely there'll be celebratory snowmen there tonight, as they also hit an impressive fertility peak of 23 new arrivals. And finally, an honourable mention to our team members of T7, with a stunning result showing 146 births and clear blue skies. Though be sure to grit your driveways, as we will hit freezing temperatures overnight.
Was the extra stuff from your car just too much?
Bollocks. You got the nicer dressing room.
You always get the pastries first, but you don't see me bitching about it.
Absolute rubbish.
Look, I think we both know why you want the closer space.
That's 10 seconds.
Who's this saying? Does that even mean? Listen, it's a pan of chocolate.
You're going in 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the Nightly Show. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Julia Salisbury.
Later on, we're going to be unveiling an incredibly important piece of music. But first, it's time to get comfy here on the Couch of Chat.
Every night, we sit down with our guests and put your questions to them. Tonight, our guest is Julia Salisbury. Oh, that's me.
That was my line.
So, if you want to join us here on the Big Couch for Big Chat, then all you have to do is call the usual number and you could be here with us in audio form.
So, guys, I was on my way to work today, driving along, and a huge song came on the radio. Let me be your toaster.
Oh, popped up to say I love you.
Exactly. So I'm singing along, having the time of my life. The song ends and the DJ goes, gosh, a real golden oldie there. And at that moment, I just wanted to burst into flames.
Oh, but your ancient bones were just too dry.
No, guys, this is serious. Honestly, I think I'm too old for the music charts.
So tonight, we're talking about what are you too old for? First on the line, we have Simon Dempsey from Dallington.
Hi, Julia. Simon here.
Hi, Simon.
What are you getting too old for, Simon?
Bullshit.
Sorry?
Bullshitting.
Oh, that is what you said. Okay, well, you couldn't be more obvious. Thanks, Simon.
Bye.
Yep.
He's right though, isn't he? I find this all the time. It's getting harder and harder to play these games. I just want to shout, shut up, to the cabinet ministers constantly.
Oh, well, I think we can all relate to that.
Does anyone else find themselves on dates wishing you could skip all the small talk and just get to the point?
Oh, don't call it that on my show.
No, you know what I mean.
Well, next up we have Paula from Stopford. What are you just too old for?
Oh, yes, I should think you probably are.
Yeah, far too old.
Well, I'm not quite there yet, but sometimes I'm up 14 times a night.
It's coming, love.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
Thanks for your call, Paula.
I think I'd stop drinking liquids after midday.
Next, we should have Desmond on the line. Desmond, are you there?
Yeah, I want to know when we'll get our elections back.
Oh, sorry. Can we just cut him off? Next caller on
Megan,
the line
it's
is...
perfectly fine. It's a perfectly legitimate question. Am I right in saying, Desmond, that you disagree with some of our policies?
Absolutely right, yes.
Completely understandable, but are we not safer? Crime is down, we're healthier than ever.
That might be true.
Well, it is true. We're better educated, less likely to be in poverty, happier.
Yes, true. But we should be able to choose our own governments.
I agree with you completely. But the system can't be trusted.
We still see that around the world, the elites living in the pockets of corporations, pushing their ideologies of division, hatred and greed. And we see the uninformed millions return them to power against their best interests again and again, seduced by the lie that they can be a winner of a game that they'll always lose.
Right. Well, thank you.
Perhaps there will be a time where you no longer need us, but sadly, it's not now.
Thank you, Desmond. Wow. Tomorrow on the show, we're thrilled to announce we'll have another new pet. We'll be asking you to send in your ideas for names, so get your thinking caps on. But before we go tonight, it's time for an important announcement. Julia?
Thanks, Megan. Well, as you can't have failed to notice, last year we asked you to send in your entries for the National Anthem Writing Competition. Well, our judge...
That's acclaimed film score composer Jonathan Williamson, of course.
Yes, Jonathan has been beavering away for the last 6 months listening to every single one of them. And I am pleased to announce that tonight we have a winner!
Yes, entries have flooded in from across the territories. And the standard this year has been incredibly high.
Some of you went for slightly off-centre ideas, so before we announce the winner, we thought you'd like to hear a few that didn't quite make the top spot, but which stood out in the judges' opinions nonetheless.
Exactly like this entry from 6-year-old Jenny Daisy Chain.
Julia is the best. You don't care what she is, but I care what she is. Julia is best. Julia is the best.
Bless her.
Is that it? I mean, I could have done better, frankly. Oh, it's too short, isn't it? Clearly. So,
well, maybe you should have entered, eh, Patrick?
But you did, didn't you, Patrick? More than once.
48 times, actually.
Crikey, you put in 48 entries.
Well, I didn't win, did I? I didn't even get shortlisted for these extracts. So.
Well, there were a surprisingly large amount of entries, so try not to take it too personally.
Oh, I'm not taking it personally. I'm absolutely fine with it.
Next up is this runner-up from Mariah Oversing, who lives right here in the capital.
Yikes. What a powerful voice.
Yeah. That's a little bit indulgent, isn't it, really? I think someone needs to lend her a consonant.
Yes, Jonathan enjoyed the performance, but felt it might not work in a choral context.
And it wasn't just soloists who entered. Some of you banded together.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. Including this entry from the Arstminster Old Town Brass Band, which they called Harps for the People in B-flat minor.
Oh, are you kidding now? Wow.
Jonathan thought it was catchy, but lacking in meaning.
That'd be all of my ones. I mean, it didn't even have any words, really, did it? So...
And finally, a special mention to a band called Throbbing Death Stick of Satan for this impassioned entry.
Watch them fucking
Crikey. Yes, Jonathan was impressed with the passion and musical need to be of the piece.
Sorry, is this some sort of joke?
So don't keep us in suspense any longer. Let's find out who won.
Well, after 6 arduous months of shortlisting, Jonathan surprised us all by picking his own entry, which is entitled simply Anthem.
And joining us to sing it tonight is acclaimed classical singer Helen Judge.
Helen Judge.
Hi, hello, welcome to the nightly show.
It's an enormous pleasure to be here, Robin.
And you are a walking, talking example of how life begins at 30, I believe.
It would appear so.
Because not only are you one of the most respected choristers in the territories,
Gosh, that's incredibly kind,
but you are also author of Leaving Gregory, the autobiographical, best-selling piece detailing how you left your horrible husband to pursue your dreams. I've read it, and I've got to say it's inspiring stuff. Soko.
Gosh, thank you again. Yes, I just want all women to know it's never too late to wash those stubborn stains away and begin a fresh, new life.
And speaking of stubborn stains, do you ever see Gregory?
Oh, yes. Greg, come here. You see, once the book came out, he became pretty much unemployable. He begged for me back. I refused, of course. I didn't want him lazing about all day, so I keep him as my assistant. To be honest, he's about as useful as a cardboard asshole. Oh, there you are. Where's the book? Oh, for God's sake. Do you think I called you out to see your charm? Go and get the book, Greg. This is why I don't pay you! Do you see what I mean?
Cripes, yes.
So I just wanted to give a special mention to the Capitol Symphony Orchestra, who perform on the backing track that we'll be using tonight, and to the Grizzleford Male Voice Choir, who provide the gorgeous harmonies you can hear in the chorus. And finally, I just want to thank Jonathan Williamson for writing such an inspiring melody, and for flying me out to his villa for the weekend so we could really explore the piece together from his hot tub. He even let Greg set up a tent in the grounds, didn't he, Greg? Oh, it's too late. Moment's gone.
Well, we have been practicing all day, so I think we might join in on the chorus if that's okay.
I'd be delighted.
I've queued it up on screen 3. This footage. I'm not going to lie, if you play it, there will be no undoing that decision. Advanced won't like it. Trouble will be a holiday destination in comparison to what we'll be in. But I think it's the right thing to do. Make your choice, Alex.
Helen Judge, everybody!
We stand free of inequality, the good from all.
Alex, I trust you had your reasons, but that footage, if I didn't like you so much, you would be out that door in a heartbeat. But what's done is done, and now we have to live with your decision. I hope we can.
And thus I take your hand, as one we stand. Dignity, unity.
Никак не могу понять, как накапливается
Times undone, we stayed out of the sun, the wealth of all accrued to one, and fear and hate filled our overflowing plate. In the dark we'd wait, and then a crash, a storm, a brand new golden morn. Win again, begin again, this fine never-ending dawn. Dream, oh dream, the wonders you have seen, the place you are and whose
Да, почему?
this simple plan, the equality of man. Each gives all they can. So save your words of doom.
Ну, это жопа, конечно.
Well, that's all we have time for tonight on The Nightly Show.
But before we go, one final thought. May I? The question I get asked the most often is, what gets me out of bed in the mornings? What keeps me motivated to do the best job I can? And the answer is always the same. It's you. The people. My people. On election night 6 years ago, my dearest friend, the late Peter Clement, told you all it ends today. And he was right. It was an end to struggle, an end to helplessness, an end to a life abandoned by the institutions set up to help you. In the uneven past, you were alone on a mountainside, but now the team has its arms wrapped around you. Like a mother, the team will hold you to its chest against the storms of life. Like a father, the team will keep a fire burning through the bitter nights. The team loves you, and the team knows what's best for you. And unlike
Ну, Гуч, там надо действительно в ритм попадать, причем достаточно точно. А когда ритм дробный начинается, ну, здесь-то он был простой. А там были в предыдущих пару раз дробные ритмы, и это вот попадать бы в это было сложно прям.
And we're out. Great show, everyone. See you on Monday. Helen, we must talk.
Oh, of course.
Have a little do at the mansion, just a couple of 100 moves and shakers. You must come and perform. Is now available for all. These stories from my formative years and the uneven past are lovingly narrated by national treasure Lawrence Blow.
So what happens now? Well, do we still have jobs? Jenny, did you know about this?
It's news to me.
Not all schools had uniforms.
How can she be an anchor? She's never even been a reporter. But maybe they'll make you culture correspondent. Too soon. Let's go for a drink.
Chin up. Tomorrow's another day.
You know, I backed her all the way.
I know you did.
And what about Bozeman? He's supposed to be my friend.
I know he is.
They're going to demote me.
Seems that way.
They want to get rid of me, Jenny.
And yet, you persist.
Все, что ли? Прикольно. Блин, да вы серьезно? Давайте вот так. Отличная игра. Отличная. Прикольная история. Прикольные сценки. Конечно, вообще, хотел сказать одно, потом передумал. Прикольно сделали. На самом деле, ведь это набор сценок, соединенных некоторым сюжетом, и сверху на все это наложены какие-то игровые механики. Но фактически, это просто набор сценок. Это клево. клево. Ну, конечно, это всратая английская комедия, естественно. Поэтому все, кому нравится «Зеленое крыло», например, это прям, да, это прям ваше. Кстати, «Зеленое крыло» — прекрасный сериал, 2 сезона, строго рекомендую. Молодцы. Молодцы. Не все аллюзии я, конечно, тут про это прочухал. Ну, я не настолько в массовой культуре. Но, конечно, повар был прекрасен. Очень хорошо показали. Я думаю, товарищ Рамзи должен прям кипятком ссать. Очень классно показали. Прям все его вот эти телевизионные фишечки. Концовка, да. Как-то они прям... Ну, а с другой стороны, вот... Знаешь как, сериал — это кусок жизни персонажа. У него не обязательно должно быть конкретное начало, и не обязательно должен быть конкретный конец. Есть такое мнение, что сериал — это вот очень часто просто такой вот, как бы, мы врываемся в жизнь и в какой-то момент из нее выходим. И герои там где-то дальше как-то остаются жить. Ну вот, можно рассматривать это именно так. Что мы случайно как-то попали в это кресло, и вот на этом мы оставляем наших телевизионных героев. Дальше как-то сражаться. Что там с ними будет, кого понизят, кого повысят. Может быть, это специальный такой, как это называют, я не знаю, как это по-русски, клиффхенгер такой, повешен в конце на какие-нибудь там DLC-шки, там, 2-ю серию, не знаю. Региональной природной красоты. Прекрасно. Актеры молодцы, ведущие прекрасно.
Welcome to the Julius Salisbury Hour with me, Julius Salisbury. First, as always, let me remind you that it is our duty to build the biggest team that we can. The bigger the family, the bigger the team. I know many of us are concerned by the shrinking population of the territories, and I won't lie to you, the worst is yet to come. A crisis unlike any we've faced is almost upon us. Unless we all come together as a community to rebuild. That's why today I am announcing the advance baby bonus. The team will actually pay you to have children. That's right. For every child born to your family, we will give you cold, hard cash. Loads of it. So please, try again. For all of us. But now, in Culture Corner with Megan Wolf, a band who embody family values. It's The Conceivers with their #1 hit, All Night Long.
Один из 14 эпилогов. 14 концовок. Искать которые мы, конечно же, не будем. Ну что? Ну что? Ну что уж? Что уж? Что уж? Что уж? Так, чё? Пройдено, поиграно.
Advance is lying to you.
Friends and neighbours, and have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
Never enough. Never happy.
Cannot believe you.
Ой. Так, что бы нам такое запустить? Так, ну, во-первых, мы сейчас софнем запись на трубу. Сделаем вот так.